Carvana, this is taking note of this one, 51% short, and it looks like they beat EPS by a big margin because of cost cutting. So that's going to be very interesting. Potential for, you got resistance here about $8.20. It's above that now.
I was looking at this for a possible short squeeze to $10 and $15 with 2 targets. Okay, this is like 51% short. I'm seeing estimates of 65% short of the free float. Carvana reports best first quarter in company history for adjusted EBITDA and total gross profit per unit. Look at this.
Carvana, this is taking note of this one, 51% short, and it looks like they beat EPS by a big margin because of cost cutting. So that's going to be very interesting. Potential for, you got resistance here about $8.20. It's above that now.
I was looking at this for a possible short squeeze to $10 and $15 with 2 targets. Okay, this is like 51% short. I'm seeing estimates of 65% short of the free float. Carvana reports best first quarter in company history for adjusted EBITDA and total gross profit per unit. Look at this. Carvana broke the 50 DMA. It's 50% short, Carvana. So the immediate target on this is actually $19.87. Even though it caused stocks like this to have some of the most explosive moves you're going to see in the market over the next couple of weeks. Carvana broke out of the 200-day moving average. Another key moving average. Oh, wow. Look at that bullish cross on the 2200. We told you at $20, the resistance and the breakout level. And look how beautiful we're right about that $20. You see it got resisted at 20, and then when it broke, it just exploded. And what else did we tell you yesterday? Said if it breaks 20, the next resistance is 30 to 50. Crazy, right? It broke all the resistance levels. Well, the next one's $42.49. That's the next resistance level, $42.49.
It's not easy to understand why stocks go up and down, but even in volatile markets, there's always a discoverable and logical reason behind price action. Story trading is a social investing community of investors who share information to uncover the hidden stories behind the trade through the 4 pillars of fundamentals, catalyst, sentiment, and technicals. All price action can be understood through the lens of these pillars, allowing for a holistic view that empowers better decision-making. Only by understanding markets can you beat them. Join our community today and start making sense of markets.
Good morning, story trading. What happened to my background here? Let's fix this. All right, it is Friday, February 2nd. We've had a string of really, really good predictions the last several weeks. Here's our performance yesterday. Our top pick, uranium, a swing, which we made it our top pick, means like go overweight that day, up 7.7% yesterday. Peloton, we gave you the short idea in the morning in the pre-market. At the time, it was like $5.40, I believe. We gave a price target of $4.28. It hit that, plus 21% if you took that trade. Zim, we advise our members to exit above 15 due to risk of a ceasefire. That happened, and when ceasefire came, we quickly gave an alert to short Zim, and that quickly dropped 12 to 17%. I did that. I actually bought some puts on that, made about 250% in 5 minutes. That was fun. MSauce swing, one of our favorite swings. We've been long that. We emphasized that yesterday, 7.25%. And also Celsius. We're going to talk about this. Celsius, we said add to your long-term position yesterday. It was up 2.2% yesterday on that. And today it's getting a bid. So let's talk first about the macro. Some big jobs numbers just came out, really kind of bad for risk assets. So let's take a look at that here. It was non-farm payrolls, 353,000 versus 180,000. There was a lot of other data in there that was also well above expectations. And that's really bad for rate expectations. People wanted a rate cut. You know what? It might not even happen in May, June. And as a result, you're seeing TLT is your first tell, like TLT. This is bonds being sold off, which means interest rates go higher. Interest rates go higher. That's bad for regional banks. Regional banks are already under pressure. So regional banks down 2.64%. And particularly, this is bad for IWM, RK, and gold. You can see QQQ, SPY holding up better. And that's actually probably where you want to be longer term in this environment. In these big cap companies that don't need to raise money, they're going to be much safer. Up here, RK, IWM, KRE, these are all very interest rate sensitive. So my recommendation is to pare back on risk assets. Any company that's not profitable yet, probably a good time to pare back on that. I actually even sold some of my gold this morning. It's still going down. Probably should have sold more gold. Okay, so that's the picture that's kind of putting a damper on the party today, which was set off by Meta and Amazon. You can see QQQ is still up because of the strength of Meta and Amazon. So I put a little tweet out yesterday. Meta plus Amazon minus Apple. Totally explained the QQQ chart yesterday. QQQ, let me see if I can pull that up, and you can see that here yesterday. Okay, so man, where are we over here? Now we're taking a dip, okay, here it is. Yesterday, this big move was Meta and Amazon earnings, and then this pullback was when Apple on the conference call said their guidance wasn't going to be good. So that's what happened there. But that's why we're still green on the strength of Meta and Amazon. Okay, speaking of Meta and Amazon, let me just quickly recap the numbers for you over there on Meta and Amazon. Or do I have it here? Oh, 0.7%, beats EPS by 7.7%, raises their buyback by $50 billion, and institutes their first ever dividend of 50 cents per quarter. Man, I didn't realize the PE on Meta is so low, around 20 forward PE. So it's like a value stock, a growth stock, a dividend stock, a really good situation there. And you're probably having a lot of institutions buy this up 17%. We're not going to chase this. Look, we don't really give too much commentary on the big cap tech. You just got to own them. Just own them. That's it. All right. We're below the surface, smaller caps looking for other opportunities, but we're going to let you know what's going on. Amazon, I added more yesterday to my retirement account. Amazon, they beat EPS by 25%. It's up 6%, but that's not their guidance. That's just the quarter that just passed. They also announced a generative AI shopping experience dubbed Rufus, and they guided for 10 billion operating income at the midpoint. Most of the analysts, they increased their price targets to about 200 to 220. We're sitting here at 169 now. So you don't need me. You don't need any other service to tell you to own Amazon, even Apple, okay, Google, Microsoft. You just own those stocks. You don't need any service to talk to you about that. All right. So we're not going to focus on that. So let's go on to the top picks for today. Now, these are not the order they're going to be in. Some things are here that's not even a top pick at all. All right. Just stuff on my radar. We're going to reorder these by the end of the program here. But first, I want to mention Celsius because we did say yesterday, buy that on the catalyst, the announcement of an official launch in Canada. Plus, just being kind of oversold below this 200 DMA, below that 50 threshold, fundamentally starting to get really cheap. So I thought that was a good opportunity to add to your long-term position. It's up in pre-market this morning, which is very unusual for Celsius, 39,000 volume. It's even held its gain despite the market pullback. I think something's going on here. Maybe an analyst upgrade we'll find out about later, but I'm feeling really good about Celsius, one of my largest positions. And I added some extra trading shares and call options yesterday. We'll see if that works out. All right, minimum plug we're not going to cover. These are like schnitzy little, micro caps. It's a lot of volatility, overvalued. I don't want to talk about them. All right, I just had them on my radar. I was looking at them myself, but not for the show. All right. Other things I want to mention here is Snap has earnings on Tuesday. Okay, Snap earnings on Tuesday. It's up in sympathy with Meta. I think this might be worth it to have a position into the earnings. They're on the cusp of profitability. Snap is. They've had like a quarter here and there, a little profitability, then not profitable. They're on the cusp of sustained profitability. If they're able to have a profitable quarter and guide for sustained profitability throughout the year, I think you could see Snap explode much higher levels. So this is something I'm actually going to play earnings on. I usually kind of avoid earnings plays, but given the strong Meta earnings, right, it maybe saw a strong indicative about advertising strength in social media. So I'm going to take snap into earnings on Tuesday. All right. Now, a few other things which were looking really good. Let me reorder this a second here. But because of this jobs number has really put a damper on things, where MSOS, uranium, and Geo. So uranium was our top pick the last 2 days in a row. Uranium was our top pick. All right. So I still like it, but today, who knows? I have no idea if it's going to do well today. Just continue to own it. I do think we're going higher. The RSI reset. We gave you the alert a few days ago when it bounced off the 20 DMA. Perfect alert. RSI had reset then. We got bullish data yesterday morning. We went over the 2 catalysts and boom, all-time new highs. So uranium, I still think, you know, you got to own this long term. If you don't have exposure, even now, I would add some to get exposure because it is going higher, but I don't know if it's going to pull back first or not. Okay, so not a top pick today. All right, but swing as a swing or long-term investment, it's a top pick. All right, MSOS was really poised to explode today until, unfortunately, higher rates impacts this sector. It's not a profitable sector yet. The companies underlying it still need access to capital, most likely. Therefore, higher rates, bad for MSOS. This is really unfortunate because it broke 988 yesterday. And man, I really loaded up. And early this morning, it looks like I was going to bank on this. We'll see. Is it possible? It is possible that this can turn around and buck the market trend if there's any legitimate developments and rumors about legalization. We've been hearing it more and more in the news lately. If that's imminent, if that's real, it can buck this worry about interest rates and do what we wanted it to do today, which was to, you know, break out above 1050 and start moving towards 1150. But it's a question now. It's a question now because of this hot jobs data. Did this rally just die? So unfortunately, you know, we're going to watch it. It's a swing, but I don't have any confidence that it's going to explode today because of those hot job numbers. Geo, much the same. Geo was really ready to break out. You know, Geo actually think I like a little bit better than MSOS right now because we know the catalyst. It's on the TV every day. It's a board. And this has a huge short position. You know, so I own this, but I can't tell you because of this jobs data, I don't know that we're going to buck the market trend today. You know, Geo, MSOS, and uranium, I still like them as swings, but today has become questionable. It's really become questionable on these three. Okay. So what are we left with? I have one really strong pick for today. I think it's going to be the top pick. All right. Let's go there. It's going to be Clorox. All right. At Clorox, and then we're going to cover Radcom too. All right. I think these will probably, in a way, be the safest plays for today, and then the Celsius long-term investment. So Clorox, what a quarter, man. Impressive, really. The earnings were, they beat their EPS guidance. Let me see where my numbers are. They 18.7%. Here we go. They beat their guidance by 18.7%. And those of you who's followed us for a long time know that the guidance EPS beat is our starting point to look for what is the potential percentage move in the stock today. And it's uncanny how often this works out. So the stock's up 6%, but they beat guidance by 18.7%. Now, that doesn't automatically mean they're going to go up 18.7%. Okay. You have to look at a couple things. You have to look at the chart to see if was this expected. Did it just have a huge, gigantic surge the day before and the 2 prior days? And if it did, you want to discount that move, right? Here in this case, we didn't really have it. Okay, we didn't have that move. So what you could do is take 148 close, apply 18.7% to it. You get to like 175, right? But then we don't automatically say 175. You say, okay, now let's triangulate that with the chart. So we go look at the chart and say, what kind of resistance is near 175? Well, first I see the 200 DMA, which we're above, so that's not a worry. Now that's the 200 weekly moving average at 157. Where are we on the daily? Okay, so we're above all the key moving averages, not a worry. Anything else going to stop us before 175? I would say 165, right there. You can see the top of these 3 candles and this candle right here, ignoring that tail. So 1, 2, 3 candles, 4th candle right there. 165, that's my first target on Clorox on the strength of these earnings. Today, we're at 157 right now. So I think we can go to 165 today. And I think there's an outside shot. It can get towards 175 today or Monday or Tuesday. It would be a lot better if the market was better and if we didn't get this hot jobs data. So, I think 165 is a more conservative bet for today, but these numbers were blowout across the board on Clorox. Really, really good numbers. Nice turnaround story after apparently some cyber hack. I don't know the details of it, but there was some cyber hack that hurt them, and they had to recover from that, and they have in a really great way. Margins especially looking good. That's what allowed them to up their EPS by 18.7%. So Clorox is going to be my top pick today for a potential rapid re-rating right at the open. It's up 6%. So what I'm looking forward to, hopefully, is this thing can be up 9, 10, 11% within a few minutes after the open. We'll see if that actually comes to fruition. All right. That'll be the number one pick today. And aside from that, we're going to be swinging a continuous swing, MSOS, Geo, and Uranium. Going to get a position in Snap for earnings. And Celsius, it could do great today. We'll see if news comes out of what catalyst sparked this pre-market move. But at this point, that's just a long-term pick. We advised people to add to their long-term position yesterday. I will say there is a resistance here at 53.46. So if you got in yesterday, like I did, I got in with call options. If we get towards 53.46, I'm going to be selling those call options today. Okay. So aside from that, so we got top pick. Top pick is Clorox, CLX. I do want to mention this stock that I mentioned yesterday, RDCM. I know it doesn't look pretty right here. Well, actually, it does look pretty. This right here, it looks prettier on the 5-day chart. So we have in our VIP story trading app, we did a video on this. I don't have time to go through it now, but if you become a member, and actually it's a free preview, you can go to storytrading.com/app. You can check out this video. I think Radcom RDCM is set to potentially have like a 30 to 60% move over the next few days to weeks. I know looking at that chart, you're like, nah, Ben, you're crazy. But take a look at the video and you can make your own decision. So I'm going to let you know about that because we initiated a swing recommendation on Radcom yesterday, RDCM. So today I was really excited about Clorox, MSOS, Geo. Those were going to be like my top 3 focuses for today. Unfortunately, that hot jobs number is now shifting my focus to still on Clorox because of the earnings re-rating. And aside from that, not much going on. We're just going to swing these without an expectation of overperformance today. MSOS, Geo, Uranium, we're going to swing it without an expectation of overperformance today. Okay, just reiterating that. And Snap for earnings, Celsius, we're going to hold that. So really the only thing I have today right now that I think could do a rapid re-rating right at the open and overperform today, even at up 6%, is Clorox. All right. So if you want to join our community, head a free preview and see this pre-market prep every single day at 9 a.m. along with our chat room. Good luck, everyone. Have a great day. And I'm going to leave you with a little bit more about our community right here.
It's not easy to understand why stocks go up and down, but even in volatile markets, there's always a discoverable and logical reason behind price action. Story trading is a social investing community of investors who share information to uncover the hidden stories behind the trade through the 4 pillars of fundamentals, catalyst, sentiment, and technicals. All price action can be understood through the lens of these pillars, allowing for a holistic view that empowers better decision-making. Only by understanding markets can you beat them. Join our community today and start making sense of markets.